I've always enjoyed playing Call of Duty. I have every game in the series, including both Modern Warfares and World at War. It was June 9th, 2010. I heard from a buddy of mine that they're releasing a new Call of Duty entitled Black Ops. I was so excited over this discovery, I wanted to see if I could somehow get a bootleg copy of it early. Even though I'm not sure if they were even making a new COD. I checked Craigslist to see if I could find anyone to grant my wish. I found a man named Bootman Bill. This Bootman Bill was actually an 18-year-old high school dropout. I contacted him through email asking if he had a copy. He replied to my email,
"I do have a copy. Come to my house on 710 East 6th Avenue."
I proceeded to walk to his house the next day. He answered by opening the door slowly and greeted me by saying,
"I've been waiting for you."
I asked where his parents were and he replied,
"The game."
I gave him a look of confusion.
"I'd be willing to give you this copy for no charge,"
he said. I was surprised. If you spent several months trying to steal a game that isn't even released, you would expect a big price. Now, because I'm very generous, I gave the teen $80 and left his small home. I did notice a strange thing, however. Instead of it saying COD:BO in permanent marker in crudely drawn letters, it said COD:BHO. This baffled me, as I did not know what the H meant, but I digress. I then proceeded to put the purple disc into my PS3. As it does with the current Call of Duties, it showed the Treyarch logo, and then goes to the title screen. I was so excited. I had the newest copy of Call of Duty that no one else on the planet has, or hasn't heard of yet. I didn't feel like trying out the campaign, so I went to my favorite game mode, Zombies. It has the maps Kino der Toten and one I've never seen before called Ad. I was baffled over the map's name. I would expect it to have a longer, better name. I decided to play Ad. The map looked like it seemed in Russia. The map seemed too big to be a normal Zombies map. I ignored this, however, and played it. The weirdest thing about the zombies is that they had devil horns sticking out of their Ushankas. Then, the freakiest thing happened. It seemed that hands began erupting out of the ground. When I saw this, I thought it was just a glitch, with the disc being stolen and ripped. I thought that this was just a beta version of the game. The next part is what scared me the most. It showed my character looking down to his feet as he's being pulled through the ground by the hands, and screaming and begging for his life in what seems like Italian. After this event, I learned something. Ad is Russian for hell. My heart was pounding as I'm falling through the black empty space. As this happens, an eerie banjo melody is playing in the background. The Russian town map is soon replaced by a town of what seems like Hiroshima, after it was struck by the Fat Man nuclear bomb. Dead bodies were everywhere, some children's bodies and more adult bodies. In my head, I was thinking, how could the developers be so insensitive? I'm starting to think this isn't a beta copy, and that it's just a disc modded by a sick-minded person. In pure anger, I emailed Bootman Bill. I waited 3 days, but got no response from him. I just better continue on with the game and see what other terrible things I can find. In their Hiroshima map, zombies were actually bodies of the deceased. Some of the corpses were so photorealistic that I had a pure look of terror every minute I was playing the game. In the game, hanging from the remains of what seemed to be a destroyed town, was a wooden sign that read,
Tonoyo ni sori wa chikoku de zatadewa mu koku ga kanji arimasu ka.
which translates into, "How does it feel to be in hell, Zack?" At this point, I was in tears. The game knew my name. This wasn't normal. I was thinking, this game, it's not modded. It's haunted. This is real similar to Ben, the haunted Majora's Mask cartridge, but this is far more terrifying. It's no wonder that Bootman Bill gave this to me. He wanted it out of his life forever. And when he said,
The game?
after his response to where I asked where his parents were, he must have meant that his parents were missing, or something far worse. After playing it for 4 days, Bootman Bill replied to my email, or so I thought. The email said,
Bill is not here right now. Don't even think of returning the game if that's what you're thinking of doing. I took care of Bootman Bill. Don't make me take care of you.
I was swearing in terror. Thinking that Bill was murdered and the ghost that possesses this disc is the killer? I continued the game. This time, the music changed. Now, it was a Japanese choir singing, over and over again. This translates to, "We are dead, but you are too." I'm thinking, it's the victims of Hiroshima speaking to me, saying that I'm dead. At this point, I was so scared that I decided to quit playing. At this time, it's 4:30 p.m. I have to take a walk, clear my head, and forget about this. I tell my mom, but she would freak out if she found out I spent $80 on a bootleg game. I'll continue playing tomorrow. I'll tell you what I see this time. For now, goodbye.